Colin's home provides a sense of peace and seclusion. With a private gate and stunning sunrise views, his waterfront escape is where he finds true relaxation. But first, we'll visit Charlene and Chris, whose secluded waterfront cottage offers the perfect retreat from their busy city lives, with serene views and quiet moments by the water. Water, deep, flowing, mysterious, ever-changing yet constant, the inspiration of artists and adventurers. It's the foundation of life. We are drawn to it, to watch it, listen to it, immerse ourselves, and for those who choose, to live beside it.
Hi, I'm Charlene Golka, and I am from Delhi, Ontario, and Malpak Bay, and I'm a realtor and I work in HR.
Hi, my name's Chris Golka. I'm a project manager for a software company. I'm originally born and raised in Hamilton, currently living just outside of Hamilton, a small town called Delhi.
So we started looking for a cottage, a second home, probably 2018. We did start in Ontario, and we weren't finding what we wanted. And then we hired a real estate agent on the island, and we were very specific about what we wanted. And it took us 2 years to find this property, and it didn't hit the market. We were lucky, and she found it. So we bought it sight unseen, and then we came and took a look, and we knew that we had made the right choice.
Really interesting story about how we came to own the place. I was actually on a business trip when Charlene found this place, and she called me all excited. Then I happened to be in Dallas making my way to the airport, and got a call from Charlene, very excited, and got to the airport and got a video tour of the place, waiting for my flight. And I think we both knew this was the place for us at that point. Definitely a new age real estate acquisition process.
So we didn't want something too big, but we wanted something comfortable enough that we could retire here. So first and foremost, we needed a bedroom on the main floor. And then secondly, we wanted beachfront access. The thing about the island is there's a lot of oceanfront properties, but there's cliffs, and it's very difficult to access the beach. Here, it's only 5 or 6 steps, and it's very easy to access the beach. So those were two of the big things we were looking for, was main floor bedroom and direct access to the beach.
Well, a lot of the same things as Charlene. We did look at a bunch of places on the island as we were doing going through our journey. One thing that really stood out to me about this place is the fact that it's remote, away from the tourist areas, and a place where you can really relax and kind of be at one with nature and just enjoy the scenery.
So again, being from Ontario, we had the Great Lakes, and it's very commercialized though, very commercialized. And coming back east, it was always, that sense of peace and tranquility. So it's very, very different experience than the Great Lakes. Okay, as you walk in, the first thing you see actually is the view, and it takes your breath away. If you look to the left, you'll see a beautiful whitewashed staircase that takes you upstairs to the second floor. If you enter a little bit further on the right-hand side, you're going to see a washroom, a 3-piece washroom, and there's a primary bedroom on the main floor, which has beautiful views of the wooded forest. As you enter into the open concept living room, dining room, and kitchen, you'll see the beautiful beach environment and the views of the bay. From the door, if you go upstairs, you'll be greeted by a landing and a tucked away laundry area. On the left, as you open the door, the cathedral ceilings and the beautiful primary bedroom, which features a beautiful king-size bed, a balcony facing the bay, your own private workspace, an office, and a gorgeous ensuite. Another bedroom up there where you'll find a beautiful children's room with a bunk bed and, of course, their own private ensuite as well.
So I think I really connect with the primary bedroom. There's nothing quite like waking up in the morning to the sunrise over the bay. It's absolutely spectacular.
Probably the most unique feature is the cathedral ceilings in the primary bedroom. Really, you open the door and you're like, it kind of takes your breath away.
So my personal favorite place to catch the view is actually right here, looking out the back deck, being able to see the water, and it's just a spectacular place to be.
You know, when the weather is not too great, you can still have a beautiful view, have your coffee, sit on the sofa, and just take in the beautiful views.
In terms of spaces that really grew on me, I'd have to say the kitchen. I love to cook, and I think one of the things that I appreciate that Charlene did is we really equipped the kitchen well so that you can cook a fabulous meal while enjoying the scenery. That takes it to the next level for me.
So when we are flying in, you can see the property when you're flying in. So you can see Malpak Bay because of the flight that the path that the airlines take. So we can see our cottage from the air. So that's pretty fantastic. You don't even really know the house is here when you pull up because the driveway is wooded. So the first thing you smell is the pine trees. And then as you pull into the driveway, then you're greeted by the home. And there's a big, beautiful deck out front, but you can see the ocean, you can see the bay, and it intrigues you to go into the backyard. And then at the back of the house, you don't even really notice the house at first because you're looking at the view and you're looking at the bay. So the smell of the salt water along with the woods, and then we turn around and we take a look at the house. But usually we're always drawn to the bay first.
One thing about the beach here, you think of Atlantic Canada, you think of cold water, rough water. Being on the bay here, it's very shallow, so the water's very calm, but also very warm.
I would agree with Chris is that it's the outdoor space. It's the being able to eat outdoors, relax outdoors. You know, we have a big lot, and then, you know, every night when the weather cooperates, we like to walk the beach. The beach is littered with oyster shells, mussel shells, you know, lobster, crab. So that's not something you get every day. And there is kiters at the end of the point, so you can sit and watch them. It's just breathtaking. The balcony upstairs is private, and it's really nice to have a coffee, to have a beverage up there, and it's quiet.
When we first arrive at the property for the season, it does feel like home. That's something that we were really striving for when we bought this place. So all that anticipation over the winter, building up, when we finally arrive, it gives you a really peaceful feeling.
So what I enjoy most about living by the water is the sound. The sound of the waves to me is just like a rocking baby going back and forth, back and forth. And even if you didn't want to relax, it forces you to relax because it's that warmth and that soothing feeling of the waves of the ocean is quite beautiful.
I'll spend a lot of time actually working remotely while I'm here. And one of the great things that I can do is I can take a lunch break. Unlike any other, I can take a break, I can have a quick lunch, and then go for a walk in the bay, which is not something most office workers are able to do. The people on the island are so incredible and so genuine. We've made so many friends in our time out here, and it's so much easier to do that here, we find, than back home. The people are so wonderful and genuine and kind, and that makes a huge difference.
Our friends and family think the property is absolutely beautiful. I think that they're happy for us that we've been able to achieve our goals, and we're getting one step closer to where we want to be long term.
all the visitors, all the guests that we've had here on the island, especially those coming from Ontario, they're expecting more of a Muskoka type experience, which is, lots of traffic, busy, go, go, go. It's exact opposite out here. No traffic, no crowds. You can focus on enjoying yourself and spending time with family and friends and nature. The water here is pretty shallow, so our water-based activities primarily consist of walking through the water and exploring, digging for shells, hopefully finding an actual live oyster to enjoy afterwards.
Around the corner is Cabot Beach Provincial Park, and the water is much deeper. So if you really want to go for a good swim, there's some beautiful cliffs over there. Sometimes we go around the corner to the provincial park to enjoy the deeper water. One thing that I really, really enjoy is the campfire. So the stars at night are spectacular. And because there's not a lot of light pollution, we're able to see the stars, and it's stunning to see.
For me personally, it's great to be able to look out and see to the horizon. When you're living in a city, you can see to the next block over, and that's about it. I can look out the window here, and I can see all the way to the horizon and see the beautiful, peaceful water and enjoy that. When we have guests over, especially, we will get together. If it's not a great night for a campfire, because the campfire always takes priority. But if it's not a great night for a campfire, we do love to play games, cards, and if the younger kids are here, some board games sometimes, and if the young kids aren't here, sometimes we have some adult board games we can play too.
Property is pretty beautiful the way that it is. Is there going to be any changes or upgrades that we make? Potentially a nice back fire area, because campfires always do take priority. Maybe some hydrangea gardens. The hydrangeas grow beautiful on the island.
Almost everything about this place is perfect. Some things I wish could change. I'm not sure that we could. Winter access would be amazing. That's something that we are lacking here. But that would probably be the only thing that I would change. Yeah, so I think our future plans really are more about on retirement, being able to spend a lot more time here in the summer. We don't get the chance to spend nearly as much time as we'd like to here now. But being able to spend the entire summer here is really our goal long-term in retirement.
So long-term, it would be 6 months of the season would be here. So from May until about October, the road closes in October. So we'll see if that road ever gets paved or is manageable in the winter. It might turn into a full-time. For me, home is, yes, the building, but what really makes a home is, your life partner, who you chose to spend your life with, and, welcoming friends and family into that environment where they feel safe and relaxed.
I got to look at Charlene when I say this, because home is where your heart and your family is. And so being able to enjoy this place with the person in the world that means the most to me is what defines home for me.
My name is Colin, a realtor from PEI, the island, born and raised. The house was already built. The land came up for sale, came and saw it and just fell in love with it. The feel when you drive in, you can see there's water everywhere you look. It has its own shoreline. The house is beautiful. I like the old style. The guy that owned it before, he's currently lives in the States. He was just kind of getting older, and it was kind of time for them to move on, I guess. It was just getting to be a bit much for them to maintain the place, so they put it up for sale. As you walk in the front door into the lobby, you'll see the living room, fireplace. There's a wet bar there. Go to your right, into the kitchen, dining room there as well. As you go left out of the inside lobby, there's a bathroom there. stairs to go downstairs. Master bed and ensuite in that wing. It's been completely renovated last year. The ensuite has his and hers sink, a soaker tub, stand-up shower, water view at every window, which is nice. Like you can be in the bath and be looking outside like you're on a boat. Coming back out, the stairway goes up around, and there's two sides to it. There's two stairways, like one by the kitchen and one by the front entrance. 3 bedrooms upstairs, and another one of them is kind of like a master as well. It has an ensuite and walk-in closet. There's an office up there, like a library that looks out over the kitchen, and the skylight's looking outside. So downstairs, there's a bit of like a den area. Previously set up like a movie room, but there's a music studio in there. And then in behind the den area, there's an unfinished portion. There's like storage back there, a little shop area, utility room. The kitchen is pretty unique looking, I think. But there's, the fireplace area, cozy sitting there, you know what I mean? If it's winter or kind of a darker day, relaxing there. And the heart of the home, I'd say, would be the kitchen. You cook there, eat there, everybody kind of just hangs out. The view really gives me a sense of peace on the property. And when you pull in the driveway, you come to the little gate, there's this kind of wooded area. As you come through, it just opens up, you can see Georgetown, the town to the left there, it's kind of a nice old marine town. And then it opens up, you can see the house, the carriage house, the guest house, the lighthouse out there. But pulling straight up, it's just, you can see, just the water views. Go straight to the back deck. You can see like the better beach is right that way. It doesn't hurt just to like walk right down there, depending on how hot it is, strip down, go for a dip. You can sit on the deck and it always looks different, whether how sunny it is or, what the water's doing, like it's nice when it's dark out as well, it's just kind of always something to look at. You can kind of just sit there and kind of melt away. To the right is Panmure Island, and to the left is Botten Island, which I've been to both places, and they're both kind of like majestic type beaches, kind of pretty secluded areas with really nice beaches that, I've always been kind of drawn to. And then, you kind of just do a loop around the property, and, there's a fire pit by the entrance that's kind of just tucked away. That's, depending on the weather is like where you want to be is, like if the wind's coming hard from the east, you go to the west side of the house. If it's coming from the west, you go to the east, If you want to get out of the heavy sun, you go sit in the shade. But just like landing and go to the beach is kind of the thing to do. It's nice to just slow down. People, and I really enjoy that, but it's nice to have a bit of balance. I like the wood shingles kind of has a classic feel to it, it's just kind of like a classic beach house style. The layout, I really like the layout of the house. It's kind of all there and it's easy, well designed. You come around that corner, like the first time, I saw it, like I've never been down here before. Or if I did, I didn't notice it. But yeah, you come around that corner and you just see like it's on its own point, and it has the 3 buildings, and like most of the others along this road or on the other side of the road. But then once you get down here, it's on the water side, which is nice. But yeah, like coming around that corner is always kind of a, beautiful view. If it's calm, you can hear birds, you can hear more of the water, the waves, boats going by. There's no loud noises, it's all just kind of peaceful. The eastern part of the island has a lot. It's really relaxed. Kind of the people are nice. It's easygoing. You have the amenities, but it's like, even though it's not far from Charlottetown, you feel like you're somewhere else. You feel like you're on a trip when you get here. I like to swim. I like the animals. I like to fish, paddleboard, sit on the beach, relax, listen to music. If it's hot, like, first thing I want to do is jump in the water. Like, I'm in town working, I'm driving home, I'm like, that's what I'm doing. Usually Sundays we get together, Mom makes a nice meal, usually hit the beach, a little bit of soccer, usually barbecue. But yeah, just kind of a relaxed time. Everybody kind of gets together, meets, music usually going, and go down for a swim. So my grandfather played music, my mother plays piano, my brothers play a bit too. I got a guitar for Christmas when I was 14. Been kind of picking away ever since. But I played a few bands throughout the years around, just kind of small, fun rock music. Yeah, I play at, like, Bubba's would be one of the local bars that, a lot of the kind of just local bands and people coming through as well play at, but it's like kind of like the go-to spot. So, I'll play there. Yeah, it's good for, kind of a low-stress environment. People kind of relax, joke around a bit, eat some food, just kind of connect. It's important to have a place like this for family to get together. We did pretty extensive renos, anything that needed to be done last year. So it's just kind of enjoy it. There's always kind of upkeep, and you never know what can happen living by the water, or the weather, like we're kind of it's getting to be more of a storm season, it's usually in the fall. It's nice to wake up to, and it's nice to, finish the day with. It's like the view's always different, it's always beautiful, it's always something to look at, it's always moving. There's a lot of energy and movement, like it's beautiful. Everybody's drawn to it, it's, water, there's fish in the ocean, there's animals, it feels good. I think there's lots of reasons why people want to live by the water. I think just a place where you feel comfortable to relax, rest if you need to, place where you eat, recharge, just feel like you can be yourself. You can't help but feel at peace on this property.
Whether nestled alongside a riverbank or perched high above a distressed ocean, living on the shore has its perks. But beautiful views are only the beginning. The sights, sounds, and sensations of the water are constant in their impact, improving moods, perspectives, and lives. To exist and grow on its edge is extraordinary, an experience made even sweeter when shared with the people we love.
You've been saying it for so long. Let the